Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Ranger Roundup live on YouTube.com. It is Michael Fletcher with Anthony Florio. All right, 2 games ago, New York got their hearts broken in double overtime 6-5 against the Ottawa Senators. And we really kind of didn't really know what type of Ranger team we were going to look at, what we were going to get. And even Anthony openly admitted it that he was a little worried about this series. I think after what we've witnessed in the past 2 games in Madison Square Garden, I think all the worries are gone. And now, one thing is for sure. For the Rangers to win this series, it's really simple. Just get 2 of the next 3. Could we be on the verge of a Boston Celtics Chicago Bulls where the Rangers lose the first 2 and then sweep the remaining 4? Well, we're halfway home to that after another 4-1 annihilation in the world's most famous arena tonight. In Game 4, ladies and gentlemen, we have a series. It is 2-2 going back to Ottawa on Saturday. How did we get there? Well, it started a little later in the first period this time around, but the results were the same. It was Nick Holden getting the goal, give Kevin Hayes the assist. It gave the Rangers a 1-0 lead, and then a little bit of the dirty play started. Zach Smith and Brady Shea kind of got into it, and actually Zach Smith also got an extra penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. So the Rangers got themselves an early power play. Unfortunately, did nothing with it at the start of the second period, but it didn't matter because the Rangers scored again at 2 minutes and 1 second in the second period. Oscar Lindberg gets the goal. Michael Grabner and Tanner Glass gets the assist, and the Rangers were off and running again. And then Ottawa got a penalty, got a break on a penalty because of a fact that Braden Smith kind of gave a cross check to Derek Brassard. Nothing doing there. All right, fine, whatever. Then a little bit of some shenanigans started. Mark Manat and Eric Carlson kind of started a little junk with Matt Zuccarello. So everybody gets thrown in the box. However, nothing doing in that at that time. Then at 15:54 in the second period, guess who came knocking at the door again? Oscar Lindberg, his second of the night. Tanner Glass and JT Miller with the assist, and it's 3-0 New York Rangers. So looks like everything's going good. So let's go into the third period. Then here's a pretty interesting sequence. The next thing we know, it was basically there was a penalty on the play. Clark MacArthur gets thrown into the box 2 minutes for a hooking on Brady Shea. 13 seconds later, the Rangers scores a power play goal. It was Chris Kreider. Give the assist to Derek Stepan and the captain Ryan McDonough. 4-0 New York. You're thinking, oh my God, are you bleeping kidding me? Nope. Now, unfortunately, the Senators does get one back at 13:34 in the third period. The goal was scored by Ryan Turris, or Kyle Turris, I should say. Zach Smith and Ben Harper gets the assist, and that was at 13:34. Well, then after that, all hell broke loose. We had fights. Yes, Dion Phaneuf and Brandon Smith decided, you know what, enough with this. Let's go and brawl. That was at 13:45. They both got a holding penalty. They both got 5-minute majors. On top of that, Dan Ben Arthur got an interference on Matt Zuccarello. Fine. JT Miller interfered with Kyle Turris, and then things got dirty. Bobby Ryan slashes Dan Girardi. Girardi goes down. He gets hurt. He got a real nasty slash. It was a dirty slash. 2 minutes for slashing. 10-minute game misconduct. You're out of here, man. We'll see you in Game 5, and Retribution's coming after your ass. So then Kyle Turris gets nailed with the penalty. Mark Stone gets nailed with the penalty. Oscar Lindbergh, Tanner Glass. Basically, all hell breaks loose towards the end of the game. Tempers are boiling over. You can feel it going into the into the next game. It's gotten ugly now, folks. You wanted the series to turn on a whim. It's turned big time. No doubts about it. The Rangers and the Senators, we were waiting for the blood to boil. It's boiling now. It is boiled and then some. Nothing more to say. It's gonna get crazy now. So I haven't gotten the 3 stars of the game just yet, so I can't announce anything at this moment. But I kind of got a feeling who probably would be the number 1 and at least the number 1 star. I'm probably guessing who it could be, and I haven't heard anything about the Broadway hat or anything like that as of yet. So with that said, Anthony Florio, why don't you come on in? Think about this, man. In the last 2 games, the Rangers have scored 8 goals and only given up 2. Worried anymore?
No, I'm not. I'm petrified now. You know why I'm petrified, Michael Fletcher? Even though we're 2-2, let me tell you why I'm petrified here. The Rangers poked the bear at the end. Ottawa's going to be coming for our ass in Game 5, man. Going back there, that place is going to be a freaking madhouse on Saturday afternoon. And now that we've poked the bear, the retribution is coming. This is one of those bad premonitions I had to get, courtesy of Broken Matt Hardy. I mean, I'm happy that we're even. I mean, yes, but Game 5 is not going to be easy. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting our ass kicked in Game 5. It wouldn't surprise me at all because Ottawa is motivated. They're sharks in the water, man. They smell blood, our blood, and they're going to be coming for it. Let's not kid ourselves. And it's because of that, going into Game 5, I'm scared to friggin' death. And I would not be surprised if Ottawa, beats us to a pulp in Game 5 because they're going to. So, but we'll see. We'll see. I hope and pray to God I'm wrong on that. But you don't have the 3 stars of the game or the Broadway hat. Well, guess what? I do have the Broadway hat. I already know who you're thinking, MF. You're thinking Lindbergh, aren't you? You're thinking Lindbergh for the
easy call. Yeah, it would be Lindbergh. I would hope.
What? It is. Don't worry. It's him. There it is. There's the proof right there. He gets what's called the Garden Broadway hat. That's what that is. That's the Garden Broadway hat. I think that's the mystery we had the other night going into when we did the roundup the other night with Michael Bullock. But wait, there's more. The next piece of the puzzle has been added. There it is. That's 6 now. I mean, it's starting to take shape nicely. We're starting to get the middle rim of that sucker. And but of course I can't do the one other thing that we do for the tradition because it's a video and I don't want to risk getting MF in trouble. But the 6th puck has been added to that Stanley Cup puzzle.
Maybe if you actually stop the video, maybe if you run the video, but at the point when they put the 6th puck in place, maybe stop it and then try to screenshot it.
Okay. I think I can do that.
Yeah, see if you can do that.
I just stopped it. I just stopped it. So that good? That okay?
Yeah, that's good.
Yep, there's the sixth puck. The sixth puck has been added to the blue shirt puzzle. And how awesome is it? 4 of them in the Garden.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, remember, MF, we had the best road record in the NHL this season. 27-12-2. And then go figure. Before game 3, I mean after game 3 against Montreal, we had lost 6 straight games in our own home. 6 in a row in Madison Square Garden. But since that, we've now won 4 in a row. 4. That's amazing. Game 4 and 6 against Montreal, and including that clincher on the Saturday night, which is something I'm going to hold dear and near my heart. And then, of course, these last 2 games here against the Sens, 8-2. 8-2. We've outscored these suckers in the last 2 games, which has been awesome. And okay, now for those of you who may know, Thursday night I usually watch Impact Wrestling. Well, not tonight. I DVR'd Impact Wrestling so I could watch this game. And boy, howdy, I'm glad I did, because it was worth it. It was worth it, every minute of it. I'm going to address the fisticuffs and the schoolyard fighting, which is what I'm calling it. I'll address that in a minute, but I got to do my my professor mode here. Shots on goal, 30-23 in favor of the New York Rangers. Face-off percentage in favor of the Ottawa Senators, 54% to 46%. Senators 0 for 2 on the power play. The Rangers 1 out of 6. Ottawa also had the hit advantage, 44-37. New York Rangers had the block advantage, 22-12. And unfortunately, the Rangers had more giveaways than the Sens again. 17 giveaways for the Rangers, only 9 for the Senators. And so as far as, and of course the Rangers wins, so that means the Rangers get the love-in, or as our friend Luigi PS3 would say, they're gonna get the love-ins first. So yes, the Rangers will get my love-ins first. And first and foremost, it's Oscar Lindbergh, man. I mean, 2 goals, also had 2 hits, and he also had a takeaway. Great game for him. But as far as pure gameplay goes, MF, I mean, if you don't agree with me on this, I'm gonna be shocked. I'm gonna be mortified if you don't agree with me on who I picked for my my all around star of the game. It's Tanner Glass. Can you agree with me?
Oh yeah.
Glass.
I thought Tanner had, from what I'm reading, because I didn't get to see the game because I was working. I had work commitments, but yeah, Tanner Glass was all like, he's on the score sheet, man. I mean, he had 2 assists in this game tonight alone.
But in addition to that, he also had 7 hits and also had a blocked shot. And ever since Alain Vigneault inserted him on the line with Derek Stepan and Rick Nash, I think that was the turning point right there. When Alain Vigneault inserted Tanner Glass into the lineup with Derek Stepan and Rick Nash, those 3 have been paying dividends for us.
Actually, Anthony, I can actually give you a break here for a moment. I actually do have the 3 stars of the game, courtesy of NHL.com's Game Center. The number 3 star is actually Michael Grabner. That guy that you were talking about just a minute ago, Tanner Glass, actually got the number 2 star, and the number 1 star was indeed Oscar Lindbergh. He got the Garden Broadway hat. And he was our number 1 star of tonight's game 4.
Absolutely, and rightfully so. And he also he was also 50% on faceoffs as well. Lindbergh was. Derek Stepan had an assist. He also had 2 takeaways. 52% on faceoffs. Chris Kreider. I mean, here's another one of my stars of the game. A goal. He also had 2 hits. Also had 2 blocks. 100% faceoff draw. Well done. JT Miller with an assist, had 2 hits and a takeaway, 100% on faceoffs as well. Wow, 200% faceoff, guys. That's wonderful. Zabinajad with 39% of the faceoff draw. Kevin Hayes, 40% of the faceoff draw. Grabner, with an assist, a couple of hits and a takeaway. Ricky Nash, man, Rick Nash. Okay, so he doesn't show up on the score sheet, but I'm all about the all around game as well. 3 takeaways. That's right, 3 takeaways, 2 blocks, and a hit. Solid game for Ricky Nash. That's contribution right there. You don't necessarily have to make the score sheet as long as you can help make plays. That's good enough for me, man. No doubt. Let me see. Who else do I need to show love to? Of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a guy that I practically always mention on a Ranger Roundup playoff edition. Danny Girardi. Come on. 7 block shots, man. 7 block shots, 2 hits. Well done.
G-Bang. G-Bang is what they call him.
Absolutely. I got to show some love for Nicky Holden as well. Had a goal, 6 hits, 3 block shots. Great game for Nick Holden. Brady Shea, 3 blocks, 2 hits. Had a takeaway. Very good game for him. The captain, Ryan McDonough, hitting a block and an assist. And, of course, we can't leave out Henrik Lundqvist. I mean, he didn't have to do much. He only had 22 saves on 23 shots. A save percentage of .957. Henrik Lundqvist continuing to do what he does best. And he hasn't had to stand on his head like we've always had to rely on him to do, in this postseason. I mean, he's been, like the worship song says, the resurrected king. The resurrecting king is resurrecting us, Ranger fans. And quite frankly, we couldn't be any more delighted about that. So great. Another wonderful all-around performance by the New York Rangers tonight. I think the game, I'm going to be honest, I think the game 3 performance was a smidgen better, but they still played unbelievably well tonight, and I couldn't be any more grateful for that. I do have to show some love-ins to the Ottawa Senators. I mean, even though they did get beat down again, which I couldn't be any more delighted about. The Ranger killer, Pajot, 4 hits and 3 blocks. I mean, he played a very, very good game tonight, as did Cody Ceci with 4 hits and 3 blocks of his own. Mathot had 4 hits, and Ben Harper with the assist had a couple of hits and a block and a takeaway. And Kyle Turris had the goal, and that goes along with 3 hits. So good work from him. Stahlberg had 3 hits and a block. Burrows had a few hits. MacArthur, I thought, had a solid game with 3 hits, and Hoffman with 3 assists, had a block and a takeaway, and Weidman with a couple of hits, and that was it. Anderson gets roughed up again. He got pulled, and rightfully so. Mark Stone, 100% on faceoffs. Jarek Brassard, 62% on faceoffs. Zach Smith, 60% on faceoffs. Kyle Turris, 54% on faceoffs. Pajot, Jean-Gabriel Pajot, 52% on the faceoffs. And yeah. But this night, all about the New York Rangers. And all right, now, I know all you Ranger fans are saying, why are you still worried? Well, why am I still worried? Why am I petrified? Like I said a little earlier, a lot of brouhahas, a lot of chicanery, a lot of infighting going on. Basically, it's something you would see at a schoolyard. Like schoolyard bullying and all this nonsense. I got a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach that the New York Rangers have poked the bear. That is the Ottawa Senators. I mean, we had them. I mean, I understand the frustration and the whole 9 yards with the Ottawa Senators, boiling over. But I got a feeling the New York Rangers may have provoked them themselves. I mean, a lot of things went down at the end. I mean, yeah, there was Bobby Ryan with that little cheap shot with what he did, and playing up the Boo Birds, in the whole 9 yards. And Tanner Glass definitely, he ended up having a little moment of his own, getting a little over physical with somebody. And I'm just worried now that going into Game 5, I mean, we know Canada is a hockey mad nation. Everybody knows this, especially the capital of Canada, which is Ottawa. Ottawa is the capital of Canada for all you geography buffs out there. Well, why am I scared to death? Game 5, man. If you think that place was not a madhouse before, it's going to be a mad. It's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. For goodness sakes, I mean, that crowd is gonna be raucous. That crowd is gonna be rabid. They're gonna be caged. They're gonna be a bunch of caged, rabid animals. And the Ottawa Senators, well, they're not going to play like caged rabid animals. They're going to be playing like sharks in the water, and they're going to smell our blood, and they're going to be pouncing all over that blood. Let me tell you. I hope I hope the Rangers can keep doing what they've been doing the last 2 games. It's great. Now I'm hoping and praying that they can, take back that road dominance that they had during the regular season when they had the best road record in the NHL this year at 27-12-2. We need to see that Ranger team in Game 5. It is going to be the most hostile environment the Rangers will encounter in a very long time. It's going to be like John Cena going into Money in the Bank 2011 in Chicago, or at the ECW One Night Stand in 2006. Those were the 2 most hostile environments he had to encounter. And I'm hoping that the Rangers can somehow, some way overcome that hostile environment and overcome what I know is going to be the most bullying of hockey I've ever seen. I mean, you thought the Tampa Bay Lightning's bully hockey was bad 2 years ago? Game 5 on Saturday, the Ottawa Senators are going to have the most aggressive brand of bully hockey, and I believe that in my heart of hearts. I mean, it's not going to be a cakewalk like it's been the last 2 games. If we're going to win Game 5 on Saturday, we are literally going to have to earn it. And like Vince McMahon famously said on that Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania 17 in Cleveland, you know what you got to do to your competition? You got to grab your competition by the throat, and you got to squeeze the life out of your competition. And that's what that's the only way the New York Rangers are going to somehow go into Ottawa and steal one. We have to squeeze. We got to grab them by the throat, and we got to squeeze the life out of them. That's the only way. That's the only way you can overcome a bully nowadays. And the Ottawa Senators, they're going to be the aggressors. They're clearly going to be the aggressors in Game 5. The Rangers physically are going to get their ass kicked. That's what I meant by that. Do I believe we can win Game 5? Oh, absolutely we can. We can, we will, and you can believe that. So, Senators, I'm going to send a message to you guys right here and right now before we wrap it up here. You want to take off the gloves? Fine, we'll take off the gloves. You want to be a bunch of bullies? You want to cheat? Well, you're going to pay for it. And Saturday, we're going to make you boys pay for it. Wham! Simple as that. Get ready, folks, because Game 5 on Saturday is going to be a knockdown, drag out affair.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be Bret Hart. It's going to be like Bret Hart and Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 8. That's how I think it's going to be.
Yeah, there ain't. Yep, and the thing is that it's the Cup. Now and that's the thing. If it was any other game, you probably wouldn't see this aggression. You wouldn't see this. And the thing is, it seems like Ottawa wants to leave New York a message, and that was you kicked our rear ends in 2 straight games, but like you said, they started getting more aggressive, like they were preparing themselves for Game 5. But the thing is, New York was not given an inch. We're going to go right back in your face, and we're going to go right in you. And think about this. Yes, both times, New York has played really good. But think about the last game. If it wasn't for that comeback in Game 2, New York dominated the Ottawa Senators.
Damn right.
So we're not afraid to mix it up in your own house. Absolutely. And like you said, we had the best road record in the entire NHL this year. And we went to the House of Horrors that was known as Montreal, and we won 2 games already in their house. We won 2 games in their house. And that place was a house of horrors. So I'm going to say this. I think if New York wins Game 5, it's over. They get them in Game 6. back at the Garden because we have been playing invincible in Madison Square Garden lately. That home cooking has been
Oh,
magnifique
oh,
in Madison Square Garden. So this game 5 is crucial because if New York wins game 5, they got it. I think we get them in 6 and we go on to the Eastern Conference Final. If we lose game 5, which, like you said, it's very possible. We could lose game 5.
yes.
Then we have to win game 6. But again, then we would have that momentum saying, we've already won so many games at our house. Plus, in elimination games, we're 8-2. So
Right.
you already feel like we could win this.
I agree.
All right, guys. So whatever the case may be, Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. on NBC is a mega game. Game 5, Ottawa Senators versus the New York Rangers at the Canadian Tire Arena in Ottawa. So get ready, folks. It's going to be one heck of a game. For Anthony Floyo, I'm Mike Fletcher. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for Strictly Sports as we cover the NFL draft. Until then, good night, everybody. So long for now.